I'm here. Line the next one up, Chatri. Who's up? Put him in front of me. I'm trying to get a quick turnaround. I waited too long to defend this thing. Let's go another one.
I want to fight the title fight. Please give me this fight. I want to fight Thanh Le. I not just win him. I want to him.
我来这里就是为了伤害对手，我把他打得越惨，就是最大的尊重。
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now at the online press conference for the official announcement of the most exciting One Championship main event of the year, Thanh Le versus Tang Kai. The One Featherweight World MMA Championship bout out of a stacked card in August 26, 160. Thanks to our media friends for joining. We're now on Chinese major social platforms, so this show will be bilingual. We're now having more than 50,000 viewers on the line, and the numbers are still going up fast. One Championship is the largest martial arts promotion in Asia. One features world champions across multiple disciplines, including mixed martial arts, Muay Thai, kickboxing, submission grappling. We're showing the true beauty of martial arts to all the fans. 好，直播间的观众朋友们，大家好！您现在正在收看的是一场在线官宣新闻发布会。8月26日，ONE第167中国选手唐凯将在头挑战现役羽量级世界冠军丹乐。感谢大家的关注与支持。ONE冠军赛是亚洲历史上最大的搏击赛事，旗下拥有包括综合格斗、泰拳、踢拳、降服缠斗等搏击运动规则。我们致力于回归搏击本源，向粉丝传达真正的搏击精神。The two leading casts are now in the room with us. We can see on our left the One Featherweight first ranked, holding undefeated 6 win streaks in One Championship. Our challenger, the god of knockout, Mr. Tang Kai. 还是要给大家挥挥手。And on your right, the main character of the day, the reigning and defending undefeated two-time featherweight king of the world, Mr. Thanh Le. Please say hello to me, everybody, Mr. Thanh Le.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Excited for this one. It's going to be a banger.
And now let's move on to the next section. Please welcome our two gentlemen for their opening speech of statement. First, let's go to our challenger, Mr. Tang Kai. 那么接下去我们来对话两位选手，听听两位选手的开场白。凯少，你先来吧。
首先感谢媒体、老师还有朋友对我这场比赛的关注。我知道这场比赛官宣了，我非常激动，因为我已经迫不及待了。我也知道大家也等了很久，我已经迫不及待了要 KO 丹乐。对于丹乐，我就是非常尊重他，但是他年纪已经大了，30多岁了，我希望他就是该退役了。我希望这场比赛就能让他把他打退役，然后回去陪老婆孩子。
Okay, thanks to the media who's joining, and I also noticed that the fans
Recording
are watching.
in progress.
I'd like to say thank you to all the fans for following this fight. You know, I've been dreaming for this to happen for a very long time. I believe all the fans been dreaming for this too. And you know, for me, I got 100% confidence for this upcoming fight. You know, my opponent, Mr. Thanh Le, I respect him a lot, but he's also in his like 35, 36 years old, and I think he should really be considering retirement. And I think this could be his retirement fight, maybe. You know, he got a beautiful family. He should, you know, after this one, go back to his beautiful family and have a normal life. Wow, that was exciting opening speech, and Now it's the champ's turn. Our undefeated world champion featherweight MMA, Mr. Tang Le, please give us your opening speech. Thank you.
Oh, I'm super excited. Another main event, another tough opponent, skilled opponent, and this one in Tang Kai. And I'm really excited to honestly fight a Chinese fighter. I've been able to fight fighters from around the world, and I've never been able to face off against someone from China, and it's exciting to have that fan base tune in, whether to see me win or see me lose. I'm excited for that, and excited to face one of your best fighters. Tang Kai's got some great feet, good skills. He's quick, powerful. He's knocked a few people out, so it's exciting. I don't think one of us I don't think we're gonna go to decision. Let's say that. He's been to a couple decisions before that he's lost. I think he's been to one or two that he's won. I don't know what that sounds like. I don't know what that looks like. This fight's not going there. We're not gonna go the full 5 rounds, but we'll take it into deep waters. We'll take it late into the fight, 4th round, 5th round. I want him to feel the championship rounds. I want him to feel that he doesn't belong in there for 5 rounds with the champ. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited for you guys to see it. And it's just another notch on the belt. I'm ready to go in there, finish him, and see what else pops up on the horizon.
OK，来自丹乐先生的发言。我非常激动，这场即将到来的这场冠军赛，又一场的冠军赛啊，我其实非常激动，能够终于面对一位来自中国的选手，来自中国的一位技术风格、他的速度、他的水准如此高的一位选手啊。我也特别激动呢，能够有这么多来自中国这么庞大的粉丝群体来关注这场比赛，不管大家是来看我输的，还是来看我赢的。那么唐凯呢，他像我说的很快。技术很高，他 KO 了很多他的对手啊，当然他也有过判定的这个比赛，有些是他输的，有些是他赢的。那么对我来说呢，这场比赛我把它看作是只不过是另外有一个人想来碰一碰我的腰带。我的计划呢是在把唐凯带入这场比赛的第4或者第5回合，让他感受一下就是冠军赛是个什么滋味儿。也让他清楚的通过这次比赛意识到他不属于这个冠军挑战赛的擂台。Wow, both are fired up, I believe. Yeah, and if Mr. Tang Kai had nothing to say about that, now let's move on to our next section. 感谢2位选手的发言，接下来就进入媒体提问环节，有请媒体记者朋友提问。Now let's get started with our Q&A section. Please raise your hand in the system, and our moderator will unmute you. Well, our first question goes to our journalist from 新华 Net. 第一个问题由我们的新华网的记者老师提问。
你好，唐凯。
你好，你好。
能听见？哎，你好，唐凯。刚才听对手的发言也是信心满满。那么对于你来说，这条金腰带对你意味着什么呢？你此时此刻有多大的信心能够取得这场比赛的胜利呢？谢谢。
我为了打单乐，就是我之前还没有打单乐的时候，我的对手是其他人的时候，我就想象着去打单乐。我甚至有好几个晚上我都做梦，我都睡不好觉，我就是想打他。我经常就是想象着怎么去打他，所以这场比赛我已经迫不及待了，我必须把它拿下。
Yeah, like I said, I've been dreaming for this fight to happen for a very long time. Even when I fought my previous opponent, I was actually prepared for my training camp for Thanh Le, And this is a must-done job for me. You can't imagine how much I couldn't wait for this to happen, and I'm fully confident coming to this event. I believe that the belt will be mine. 好，感谢第一位记者的采访问题。 Our next question goes to South China Morning Post, please.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you,
Cool.
sir.
All right, this one is for Mr. Tan Le. How you doing, Tan?
Doing good, thanks. How you doing?
Yeah, all good, man. Well, I want to ask you about this fight, but first of all, I got to say congratulations on the black belt. Tell us a little bit about that. And is it something that not many people know how skilled you are on the ground? You know, in that last fight with Gary Tone, and everyone was talking about his prowess in grappling, but you're not too shabby yourself, are you?
Yeah, it's been a long journey. Jiu-jitsu has been, guys, it's become a favorite martial art of mine, and it's introduced me to a ton of different things, taught me so much about life, martial arts, and fighting, and all these different things. But yeah, it's been something that I started to learn so I could get back to the feet and knock people out. And now, man, it's just no matter where the fight goes, I feel super, super confident. You know, I was happy to show at least a little bit in the last fight against Gary. That probably wasn't the time to show off what I think my grappling can do the first time in front of everybody against Gary Tonin. But we got there and we ended up doing pretty well, and excited with the result, and excited to expand on that. And yeah, this fight, you know, he's got Tang Kai has a good double leg if he happens to put me on my back, and not many people has, but if he gets a chance to do that, I think he'll see it was a little bit of a mistake.
And if I could ask one more, sorry, what do you make of his
Sorry,
comments?
sir. We could translate this one and
Okay, my bad.
Thank you. Well， 记者的问题是关于丹乐先生最近刚刚拿到了他的黑带啊，巴西柔术的黑带，也恭喜他拿到了柔术黑带。想问他在这个柔术的这个历程当中自己的感受。那么丹乐先生说，其实训练巴西柔术的这么多年啊，对他来说真的是一个非常具有考验性的这样的一段人生。巴西柔术为他带来了很多的影响啊，在上一次这个与加里托能的这个冠军卫冕战中呢，他很有幸能够有短暂的机会来展现一下自己的地面技巧，然后在那场比赛他也是拿下了一场大胜。在那场比赛过后呢，他也是继续精进自己在地面上的技术，然后希望能够在接下来的比赛当中，更好的展示他的这个技术。那么他相信呢，因为唐凯是一位有非常深厚摔跤背景的运动员，他也很尊敬这一点。但是呢，如果在比赛当中，如果唐凯想要试图摔倒他，把他踢地在地上的话，丹乐会向唐凯展示这是一个错误。
And if I have time for one more, very sorry
Yes,
for jumping the gun there. I don't know if you heard what Tang Kai said there in the intro, Tan, but he said you should maybe consider retirement after this fight. He says you're too old, you should go spend time with your beautiful family. You know, how do you respond to that?
Thank you. My family is beautiful, and I do spend a lot of time with them. I appreciate that. But yeah, man, I am a little older, right? I'm very old for this fight game. This though, young, spry, in its prime, physically, mentally. No, I feel really good. And honestly, I think that's going to be the downfall of a lot of people that come and try to take this belt. Is on paper, man, I'm older, I'm a little slower. You know, I might not be able to train as much because I've been this for so long. Maybe my body hurts. They'll step into the ring and we'll see. We'll see how slow and how old things can come out of this body. But yeah, I'm super excited about this fight. This opponent wakes me up in the morning, gets me in the gym. When that slows down, when I don't have that fire, that hunger anymore, it will be time to retire. But winning and knocking him out, or losing and getting knocked out in front of all these different fans, none of that's going to affect me. I retire. I quit on my terms, on my time. And yeah, y'all got to see me for another 5 years maybe. This I've been through losses. I've been through deep downs in this career. I've been through the ups too. And one thing I like to hang my hat on is being mentally tough and not letting outcomes change the way I view martial arts, change the way I view competing for one. Man, all that's just been a blessing in my life, and it's been such a positive thing. He can go out there and knock me out in 10 seconds, and guess what? I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be working my way right back up, and I'm gonna get back in the ring, and I'm gonna do me, because I do this for me. I do this for family, and this is something that makes me the man that I am. That's what martial arts has done, is turn me into the man that I am, turn me into the father and the husband that I am. And those things don't weigh on me in the back of my mind. They make me more powerful. They make me superhuman. And it's awesome. It's awesome to bring in the ring with me, to bring in that circle, August 26th, to close this one out.
那么记者的问题是，刚才唐凯啊，对于你这个该退役的这一番言论，你怎么看啊？丹乐说呢，首先感谢他说我这个家庭很和睦啊，我确实想跟我的家庭相处更多的时间。那么，我是有点老了，我现在30多岁了，是有点老了，我的身体可能没有那么快了，我的速度没有唐凯这样的速度，但是我的头脑、我的心智100%在我的巅峰状态。那我相信以我这样的状态，很多选手碰上我，只能是他们滑铁卢的那一天。唐凯，首先我向大家声明啊，我可能会退役，但是这个话语权在我手里，就是我选择什么退役，什么时候退役就什么时候退役，有可能是5年之后。唐凯他有可能可以10秒钟上去10秒钟就把我 KO 掉啊，但是这不影响我立刻这个重新回到训练场地上。我这么多年来，我这个对格斗的热爱，对这项事业的热爱从来没有改变过。每一天，我的对手激励着我回到拳馆，回到我的团队去继续我的备战，这就是我对这项运动的态度。And our next question goes to Sina Sports， 新浪体育的老师，请提问。
哎，好，主持人好，唐凯和这丹乐先生好。我有一个问题想问一下那个唐凯，能听到啊？
可以听到，您请问。
可以
啊，之前那位国外的记者朋友已经提到了，就是丹乐他近期也是拿到了那个柔术的黑带，可以说从此可见丹乐的技术还是非常全面的。据我们所知，丹乐是一位 KO 狂人，与此同时呢，他还是一位柔术高手。这也就意味着
不好意思，刚才有一个电话进来了，重新说。
好，那我再说一遍啊。之前那个丹乐拿到了柔术黑带，可见他的技术是非常全面的。我们知道他是一位就是 KO 狂人，那现在他还有一个是柔术高手的身份，那这是不是意味着他在战术方面会有更多的选择呢？我想问问唐凯，对于此，唐凯你准备如何去应对？好，问题完了。
我这刚好2个电话连着进来。
啊，
不好意思。
行，那我再重复一遍啊，就是丹乐他是近期拿到了那个柔术黑带，可见他的技术也非常全面。他不光是一位 KO 狂人，在柔术方面也是一位高手。那这也就意味着他在和唐凯你的交手过程中会有更多的战术选择。那请问对此你做没做过什么特殊的准备？你决定要如何去应对呢？
我知道他那个已经黑带了，我也看了，但是就是他首先他得把我报道，我不行，我不给他报道，然后我就想跟他打站立，然后他不管他什么用摔倒我或者用他的柔术都没问题，尽管来，到时候试试看。
Well, the question from the media is also asking Mr. Tang Kai's reaction on Mr. Thanh Le getting his black belt on Jiu-Jitsu. Mr. Tang Kai's answer is that, I know he got his black belt from Jiu-Jitsu, and I don't worry about that. It's impossible to take me down. You gotta take me down and to submit me, and that's not gonna happen. I will go full striking with him, and you'll see what's happened. Okay, our next question goes to Mr. Dylan Boker, please.
Appreciate you taking my call. First question was for Tang Kai, because if you get ideal outcome here, obviously that would be a tremendous individual accomplishment, but how much national pride would you feel winning a world title on just such a global stage?
凯少，就是在这样的一个国际平台上，如果能拿下一个这个世界冠军金腰带这样的一个头衔的话，对你来说意味着什么？你会怎样感受它？
如果真的拿到了，我肯定非常激动。对，因为是国内第一个，就是我知道这场比赛肯定不会好打，当乐他也厉害，要不他不厉害也不会就是成为冠军。但是我非常有信心对这场比赛，我一定要把这场比赛拿下。
I'll be so excited if I get this victory. You know, if that happened, I will be the first male mixed martial arts world champion from China, and that means a lot for me and for the whole community. You know, I know my opponent Thanh Le is a very tough fighter. It could be the toughest fight for my whole career, but I'm ready. I'm fully confident. Like I said, this is a must-done job for me.
And it's just if I could get a quick follow-up in there with Tan, because you've always struck me as a very analytical guy in terms of how you break down the competition, like without encroaching into the gameplay and details. Like, what are your thoughts on the stylistic proclivities of Tang Kai? Like, what does he really bring to the table well, you think?
I think I have pretty good insight on what he does well, because he does a lot of the things that I do. I think that I just do them a little better. But you can see where his eyes go. You can see where his mind's at during the fight. And you can see his overall tactics and strategy kind of play out. You see the differences between the different opponents that he fights as well, and what he was, we try to get into the minds of the coaches and the fighters to try to understand, what he was thinking, why the decisions he made were made at the time, and all these good things, right? So, we do spend a lot of time kind of taking a look and just seeing, what he likes to do in certain situations, his responses, what he does to draw things out. But I think he's a smart fighter. I think as well developed of a fight IQ that you could have at a young age, that, young guy, not a ton of experience, but very fiery, right? So we have to understand that translates into his martial arts as well. And that's something that we're here to take advantage of.
好，那我们记者老师的提问是怎样看待？问丹乐先生怎样看待唐凯的这样的一个比赛风格啊？那么丹乐的回答是，我有很详细的去了解调查过唐凯的风格，我觉得呢，我还是把他摸得比较清楚的啊。首先我觉得我俩其实风格差不多，打法差不多啊，只不过就是说我可能在各个方面比他要稍微做得好一点。我们看到唐凯就是他目光指向哪里，他的战术定在什么方向上，这些我们其实都很清晰能够看出来。我也在我们这一次的这个备战训练营当中呢，我反复的向我的教练陪练强调啊，我们要模仿他的风格，我们要学习他的风格。那么我觉得我的团队呢，100%准备好了。我觉得唐凯是一位非常年轻的选手，他现在正处在一个非常火热的状态，你从他最近的比赛成绩可以看得出来。但是呢，就像我说的，他还很年轻，他的这个综合的这个技术风格呢，其实我尽收眼底，我看的还是很清楚的。比赛日我们会看到以怎样的一个方式来处理这场比赛。Okay, our next question. Sorry, sir. Okay, our next question goes to Mr. 赵岩，来自言之有理，请赵岩老师问答。
谢谢主持人，谢谢两位唐凯和这个唐李啊。首先呢，我想问一个问题给唐凯，就是唐凯，我想你也知道，就是康纳对吧？就是嘴炮啊，他在他职业生涯的初期非常不知名的时候，还有青春痘的时候，他就对着这个镜头说有一天我要成为 另一个赛事的这个羽量级的冠军。我想问一下唐凯，就是说，当你刚刚开始职业生涯的时候，你有没有想过这么一天，你要挑战一位KO 了所有对手的一位冠军，然后想抢他的金腰带？谢谢。
我先回一下刚才他说的那个模仿我的风格一般人模仿不来，他没办法模仿。然后就是赵老师说的这个，就是我以前没有想过，说实话，我想着就是以为这个赚钱挺多的，没想到刚练的时候发现不是那么回事，就是知道这个出场费怎么这么少，对，但是现在还可以。
Yeah, I'd like to first, a response to Tang Lee's saying about his team being studying on my style, being trying to learn from my style. Nobody can copy my style, man. You can't, try to fight a sparring partner in your training camp with my style. That's not gonna happen. You know that. And answer the question from the media. I actually never thought about being a champion from the first beginning of my career. I always took my career step by step. When I first joined this business, they pay me well. I think, wow, what's this? And now look where I am. So, I didn't think about being a champion at the beginning, but now you know the thing.
我再说一下，这个我就是随着我这个水平啊，就是技术不断的提升，我现在就觉得我自己有这个实力成为冠军，就是成为中国首个男子冠军。我现在有这个实力，我也有这个信心。
Yeah, I started to think about being the champion when I get better and better and started to fight tough opponents. I only think about I only dream about things that match my abilities. So when I'm better, I want better things. Now I believe, truthfully, I'm gonna be the champion of the world, the first one from China, the male champion.
我还有一个问题想问一下这个唐李先生，可以吧？
可以。
Okay, Mr. Champ, first of all, thank you for the time, to doing this interview with the Chinese media. And my question is, how do you rank Tang Kai as your challenger, in terms of skill level and his threat to your throne?
Oh, I think he's a very dangerous opponent, very skilled. You'll see that he's right. He does have differences in the way he moves, in the way he approaches the game, which honestly I like. He approaches things well, safe, and then opens up and attacks when he sees the opening. I think that I'm a little different in that aspect as far as creating those openings, as far as giving him openings to pounce on. But no, as far as opponents go and ranking, very, very dangerous. Just like Gary was very, very dangerous, but with a very specific and different skill set. I think he brings the same uniqueness to the table. He is correct in that aspect. But what's really nice is training partners that I do have. One of my coaches / training partners happens to be my brother. And honestly, I think he does what Tang Kai does, just better. So it's just going to be really nice training with him more and more and more and getting that experience and being able to see how it plays out when we face each other.
那么唐凯在我的面对的所有对手当中，我可以说是非常非常危险的一个对手啊。我也很喜欢他的风格，这个他的移动，他的这个时机的把握，我觉得非常的好。当然他刚才有一点说的，其实我的很好的训练伙伴，也是同时我的兄弟，我觉得他完美的这个照搬了唐凯的风格，而且甚至我觉得他做的比唐凯要好。 所以说这次备战我感觉是非常充足的。
等一下，丹乐他的风格也是，就是跟我有点像，对，他是空手道风格，也是跑来跑去，但是就是他确实厉害，对吧？但是他碰到的对手，那些所有对手，他们的战力水平都跟我不是一个，都和我不在一个水平上。他碰到的所有对手的技术，都和我不在一个水平上。我说实话，对我的这个风格还有我的技术啊，就是战力，绝对是他从来没有碰到过。
You know, my opponent, Mr. Tenley, he's a karate kid. He running around and very good striking, but I just don't think he ever faced any opponents that had as good as my striking. He never faced somebody with that kind of a striking skill sets, and I'm gonna show him that he can never get anybody with my style, and he can't take my style. When he faced my striking, he'll know he's not on my level. Our next question goes to Andrew Mack from my MMA island. Please.
For Tang Kai, so Thanh has a Taekwondo background, which is much different from your traditional Muay Thai background. How do you plan to fight his Taekwondo style that's so different than your classic Muay Thai?
问题是给到唐凯的，你的对手是一个空手道风格的选手，就像你说的，那你自己呢是一个偏向这种你的战力偏向有点泰拳的这样的风格，你打算以什么样的方式来应对这样一位风格比较独特的对手呢？
这个兄弟他就没有了解我，他说什么我是泰拳风格，那泰拳站在那死都不动啊，慢慢悠悠的，那我能是那个风格吗？我的速度能是泰拳能赶得上的。
Brother, you don't know my style, Chewy. You call me a Muay Thai style, but I actually, Muay Thai athletes, they don't move. You know that. And I move a lot. I move fast. That's not my style.
Okay, and one for Thanh. So everyone talks about the negatives of being old, but there's also positives of being the older fighter, having more life experience. Do you think that being old could give you some advantages in the cage?
Yeah, I'm gonna use whatever I have, obviously, to try and beat this guy. But what do you lose with age? Speed. I still got a little speed left in the bag. Power, still got that. Except we got a little more up here, a little more fight IQ, more days training, more hours. Man, the longer you give me to collect this information, the longer you give me to train, to practice, to game plan, the worse it usually is for guys. So we've had a long time to develop things throughout our career, and part of it, well, let's say most of it, is all up here, and it's really nice to be able to let that out. And this is going to be a unique Rubik's cube to unlock and break, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. 媒体记者的提问是，唐凯刚才在提到你关于你年纪比较大的这一点啊，你会不会觉得说年纪大对你来说其实也是一个优势呢？在经验上这一块儿？那么丹乐的回答是，确实是，我觉得啊，就是我可能老了，但是我的这个人生经验，我对比赛的理解，我对比赛的经验等等，都在我的头脑里面更加深刻的留存。我觉得这可能是我到时候用来战胜我对手的一个很好的武器。虽然他觉得我可能是老了，但是我觉得这对我来说是我的优势。
他只是发展的比较晚，他并不是什么优势、阅历什么，他只是发展的晚。
No man, you start your career much later. I actually think that you don't get more experience than me. Now let's move on to our next question. 用武之地的媒体记者，请问。
好，谢谢主持人。我有一个问题，先问一下张乐先生。然后我想问他的就是他如何评价唐凯？他认为唐凯是他职业生涯面对的最强的对手吗？
The question is for the champ, Mr. Tang Le. Would you say that Tang Kai is your toughest opponent of all your career?
I think skill point for skill point, I'm not sure. But I tell you, he's going to be one of the most dangerous for sure. But every opponent that I face next is always treated like he's the biggest, baddest guy that I'm going to face that I've ever seen in the cage, that I've ever seen step into the ring and compete at one. And it's, I've never lost that fire with creating that boogeyman with each opponent. And that keeps me honest, it keeps me true, it keeps me disciplined, and it makes sure that I bring the best version of myself into the circle versus these guys. I think I've done it better and better and better with each camp. So I'm very excited to see how it plays out in this one. But, point for point on paper, I'm not sure. But he's got a ton of confidence. He's got an entire country riding behind him, which is awesome. It's going to be a very dangerous fight, and I'm really excited to see what it brings out in myself.
Thank you. 我真的不好说啊，唐凯是不是我面对过的最硬的一个对手？从技术领域来说呢，我可以说他是最危险的一个对手之一了。但是，要知道我在过往面对我的所有的对手的时候，我都把他们当成最狠的、最强的、最凶的一个对手。那么每一次我都以这样的一个心态走上擂台。唐凯，我真的很难说他在我的这个所面对过的对手当中排第几，或者说是不是最强的。但是我会把那样的一个心态带到这场比赛当中。我从来没有失去掉，就是说在比赛当中猎杀我对手的这样的一个心态。OK， 那
好的，谢谢先生。我还有一个想问唐凯的问题。我想问下唐凯，就是唐凯，你想用什么样的方式来结束这场比赛呢？
那肯定是越快越好啊。丹乐他的风格跟我有点像，然后他也是喜欢抓机会的人，就是抓机会特别好，然后他的移动也特别好，但是他技术没有我好，就是他的战力。你刚刚又有一个电话打进来，我重新说一遍，可以听到吗？
说。
OK。
我就是当然是以越快越好，就是越快结束比赛越好。丹乐他的风格就是抓反击，然后抓机会，然后他的步伐比较快，但是他的技术没有不能说没有我全面，就是他的站立技术肯定没我好。他以前练空手道的，然后他的腿法特别厉害，但是我觉得这场比赛肯定不会打满，就是3回合之内吧。他也别说什么把我带到第4回合、第5回合。他跟阮马丁那场比赛我都看了，他到第3回合都累得不行。还好就是运气好，一个摆拳打到了，然后结束了。
Yeah, the question from the media is.
不好意思，主持人，我还能再问一个问题给唐凯吗？
可以。
我先要翻译一下，The question for Mr. Tang Kai is how would you prepare to close this fight, finish this fight? The answer is, the faster the better. Tang Le is, like I said, he's a karate style and he got good leg kicks. But I don't think this one would go to, like he said, 4th round or 5th round. This will end inside 3 rounds. And he shouldn't say that because I watched his previous fight with Martin Nguyen, and he got frustrated in the 3rd round. That left hook, which brings him the belt, I think it was a lucky one, and I think this will end much faster than he think.
好，那我还有一个问题想问一下康凯，就是苏邦之前说过他想要打 MMA，就是万规赛 MMA 冠军。你觉得如果你拿下这场比赛的话，你就收冠军，那你和苏邦打胜算有多大？就是在混合规则下，或者是在 MMA 规则下。
那混合规则，那 MMA 规则，那肯定他输啊，这想都不用想。我上去直接给他搂倒，然后一顿锁，锁别人锁不了，锁他绝对一锁一个准。
Yeah, the question from the media is: we saw that Superbong call out for the featherweight world champion, and how would you react on that? Answer from Tang Kai is: if it's an MMA rule, he lost. Simple like that. You know, first I go up there and knock him down, and I lay on the ground, a bunch of grappling and wrestling, and he's done. That's it. Okay, our next question goes to 凤凰网的记者老师，请提问。
喂，
你好，
你好，主持人你好。然后我有2个问题，第一个问题是问丹乐，就是刚才已经提到了他已经获得了柔术的黑带，然后他自己也谈到了这条柔术的黑带已经对他的生活以及比赛和技术产生了很大的影响啊，他能具体谈一谈这具体有什么影响吗？
Question is for Mr. Tang Le. We've been talking about you getting your black belt from jiu-jitsu, and you said this journey being changing your life and your career for very much. Could you share with us a little bit more story of this journey of getting the black belt?
Yeah. So I started doing jiu-jitsu when, after I signed up for my first amateur fight, which was not the smartest thing in the world, but I signed up for my first amateur fight and didn't have any training in certain boxing, jiu-jitsu, anything like that. So I started learning it as a necessity and kind of an emergency situation, so I wouldn't get taken down. And what to do once I got on the ground, so I can get back up. And I started with my head coach Sean Gayton at Mid City MMA. Worked with him all through my amateur and the beginning of my pro career. All the way through my pro career until this day. And along that way, when I was on The Ultimate Fighter, I picked up, started a friendship with Ryan Hall, who's best grappler on the planet, is such a skilled human, great coach, such an excellent mind for martial arts. And been training with him. Moved up to Virginia, where he is near Washington, D.C. For a couple of years. Moved back home, but I go up to his gym, or I have him come down and train with me every month, it seems like. And, we take trips back and forth, and we're always trying to share ideas. But being under, the mentorship and being a student of Sean Gayton and Ryan Hall have been such a blessing, and to be able to understand jiu-jitsu the way they see things, the way Ryan has proven throughout his career, his grappling career, his fighting career, how precise and how planned out and how well thought out his strategies and tactics and the techniques that he chooses are. And it's been great to be able to just witness that from the outside. Be at his academy and his gym, 50/50 in Falls Church, Virginia, and just learn from him and learn from his experiences and try to pick up day by day how to be a better grappler. And it's been such an interesting art, because every day you can go extremely high paced and high level, and it's a little different than striking. You don't have to take the bumps and the contact and the hits like you do. So you get to go all out every day in certain aspects of training, and your body doesn't have to take the wear and tear on it, but you get all the benefits of going live, fight live, and being able to bring out your game and try to combat the game that they're bringing in. It's the same story in all martial arts. It's just interesting to see it in the grappling aspect of it. It's been so fun to be able to learn from those guys and make that part of my game and make that a weapon that we can utilize if we need to.
Okay, thank you. 丹乐先生的回答是，我第一次开始训练柔术呢，是在我的第一场的业余比赛之前啊。当时可以说是一个很紧急的一个情况，我不会站立，不会拳法，不会摔，不会柔。那个时候相当于是一个，我得赶紧先把最基础的怎么把人抱住呀，等等这些基本的东西去学到。那么后来呢，我当时在这个当时这家拳馆伴随了我度过我的业余生涯以及我职业生涯的最开始。在后来我的职业生涯当中，我遇到了我人生中的贵人，我的人生导师 Ryan Ho，这样一位世界顶级的这个缠斗宗师啊，他可以说是我的这个人生中影响非常深远的一个人，不管是在我的技术指导上，在我的比赛上，甚至在我的人生的道路的指引上，都对我起到了很深远的影响。我觉得后来我跟他一起到了弗吉尼亚去一起训练，在那里呢，我学到了真的是非常多，我学到了怎么样成为更好的自己。我在他的指引下呢，我可以带着一个极好的这个比赛计划来到赛场上，更好的是我可以在这场比赛过后呢，带着对手的一个风格的一个学习的这个经验来回到我的拳馆当中，有他来为我分析，为我把关，成为更好的我自己。这是一段非常非常值得珍惜的经历。
好的，谢谢。我的第二个问题是问唐凯，然后唐凯你好，然后就是这场比赛你之前也无数次已经说过了，就是不是你 KO 他，就是他 KO 你。然后同时呢，大家也知道你有一个外号叫做就是 KO 男神，然后同时丹乐也有一个外号叫做 KO 狂人。就是对于这两个外号你是怎么看的？包括你认为你们俩之间这种终结的方式有什么不同呢？谢谢。
这两个称号我不知道，他 KO， 我不知道该说什么。他一直拿他这个黑带说，我觉得他也是把他那个黑带照片放出来，也是他的战术之一。他就想让我看到他现在是黑带了，就是想让我小心点。我没关系，这是他的战术，觉得。他 KO 狂人嘛，我不知道说什么。我的这个绰号是别人就是粉丝送我的，就是。然后这场比赛就是他肯定也想就是以最精彩的方式就是 KO 我啊或者怎么样，我也是这么想。
Yeah, the question from the media is: you two both share the same kind of a nickname, like God of Knockout or something like that. Share the same kind of style in the cage. You both finish people in a very fashion way. How would you think that this contest? Mr. Tang Kai's answer is, I think maybe he put on his the photo of his getting the black belt from jiu-jitsu, maybe part of his strategy. I think that was him trying to scared me of not showing my best of striking, probably. And like you said, we both are finishers. I have the nickname God of Knockout. I don't think he got the same level of nickname, and I also believe that he will try to close this fight in the most fashion way, and I share the same opinion. So let's find out what's gonna happen. Okay, our next question goes to 来自格斗营的营长，营长请提问。
Hello， 主持人好，唐凯还有丹乐好。我有一个问题是，首先想问一下丹乐，就是之前这场比赛签约的时候，唐凯是签合同了，然后但是丹乐却迟迟没有签合同。我想知道为什么？因为毕竟作为级别的冠军来说，他是没有选择对手的这个太多的选择的，毕竟是打上来以后 他就必须去接受这个挑战者的挑战。那我想知道他迟迟不签合同的原因是不是怕了呢？这
Well,
第一个问题。
yeah, our first question goes to the champ, Mr. Tang Le. Previous, we saw on social media that Tang Kai have signed his contract for this event, and the information is that you didn't sign it till now. Could you walk with us about what happened, and is there any issue you were considering about signing this contract?
Oh no. The only issue we were discussing with this contract is money, pay, contract renegotiation, things like that. Never, ever, not once was it ever because of the opponent. Whoever's the next guy in line, he's just a number on a piece of paper. He's the next guy. He's the next guy we prepare for and try to knock out. Whoever it is after him will do the same. You'll never, not once, ever see me turn down an opponent. So if there was a delay in any kind of contract sign, I understand from his side of things, he's going for the belt. Of course he's going to accept whatever terms are on the paper. But you'll learn with experience that, the longer you're in this game, you've got to make sure that you're doing things the right way, the smartest way to set yourself up and your family up for success. And we were just making sure things were right. And obviously things got done. We did our part, one did their part, and now we're all good, signed, and August 26th, then we're good to go.
当然绝不会是因为这个对手的这个原因去关于合同的事情，我也绝对从来以后也不会去因为对手是谁来这个耽误我签合同啊。其实呢，这说白了就是合同的一些条款，比如说这个费用啊等等的，我们有一些更多的讨论，他以后会学到这一点的。当然对他来说，他是挑战冠军，挑战冠军你当然什么条件都会答应的。这个不用质疑的。那么我觉得其实唐凯对我来说啊，他只是纸上的一个名字而已，包括将来他之后的什么挑战者，我们只要做好准备，签好合同，然后上去把人 KO 拿回腰带就好了。比赛当天我们会见证。
OK，下一个问题我想问一下唐凯，就是你刚才也说到了很多丹乐的优点，我就想知道你觉得他有什么缺点？
他的缺点可能每个人都有缺点，他的缺点可能不太抗打，因为他在1还没有被重击过，但是我看过他被 KO 的视频，我知道他不抗打，他只要挨到我一拳，估计就站不起来。但是我希望他这次就是好好备战，就是拿出他最好的状态。
营长哥，你刚才问的什么问题？
我问的是他觉得丹乐有什么缺点。
OK. Ask about how's Mr. Tang Kai's opinion on his opponent's weakness, since we all been talking about everybody's advantage. And Tang Kai think that I think his weakness is his chin. His chin is weak. He never get a tough hit in one championship circle, but I've been watching he getting knocked out in his previous career, and I know his chin is weak, and I think when he faced my fist, that chin gonna crash.
You gotta touch it first.
你得先能碰到我再说。
碰死你吧！
I will touch you to the core. Okay, our next question from 格斗世界的记者，请提问。
主持人你好，唐凯老师你好。
你好。
我在这儿有2个问题想问一下唐凯老师。
可以。
第一个问题，唐凯老师，这场比赛对于你来说，你认为最重要的是什么？有什么特别意义？
最重要的肯定是赢啊，赢永远都是最重要的。
Well, the most important thing for me on this fight, this upcoming fight, is to win. As simple like that.
第二个问题，水深哥这个称号你知道吗？你觉得他符合你的气质吗？
我挺喜欢的，只要大家喜欢，只要大家开心，叫我什么我都无所谓。
Well, you got a nickname from your Chinese community, Chinese fans, Deep Water from your previous cage interview, and do you like it? Answer from Mr. Tang Kai. Yes, I love it. I love anything my fans give it to me. As long as they love it, I love it.
好的，谢谢唐凯老师的回答。
谢谢。
Our next question goes to 格斗迷，格斗迷的记者，请提问。
唐凯你好，这边有一个问题想问您，就是如果满分是100分的话，你给自己的格斗水平打多少分？给单乐又打多少分呢？
打这个永远人都是永远在进步的，我打个60-70分的，别打太高了，打太高我怕别人喷我，给他打高一点，打80分，因为他是冠军。
The question to Mr. Tang Kai is, how would you score you and your opponent, Mr. Thanh Le, from 0 to 100? And the answer is, I will score myself maybe 60 or 70. I wouldn't score myself so high since a lot of fans been hating on me, you know. And I'll probably score my opponent for like 80. He's the champ. He deserved that to be higher than me. 格斗迷的老师还有问题吗
？OK， 我这边没有问题了。
Okay, now let's move on to our next section. Actually, we've been collecting some of the questions from our fans, and some interesting questions. The first question is for Mr. Thanh Le. Tang Kai said something really mean, really aggressive from his last cage interview about you. How was your first reaction about it? Please, yeah, okay. Yeah, please answer.
Yeah, I was excited. It's always nice to be able to find a new problem, puzzle, opponent to face and dissect. And it's interesting because we haven't run into a ton of guys who like to talk. And it was cool to see him in the cage, excited after his win and his knockout, to let the emotions take over and get excited and make his call out. And it was good. I respect him for it. It was nice. He got the shot. He got the knockout and he got his title shot. So it worked. And but no hard feelings, or that doesn't make me upset or anything like that, because that's his job. He's the next guy in line that's got to be fired up to go get this belt from this big bad guy sitting at the top, and that's me. And I'm excited to face somebody who is that excited to face me.
我们现在是进入了粉丝的这个问题提问环节。第一个问题呢是对丹乐先生提问的，就是唐凯在他的上一场比赛过后的笼内的发言呢，对你进行了一些比较这个有攻击性的言论啊，你怎么看待他这样的一个言论？那么丹乐先生的回答是，其实我很激动能够有这样一位对手啊，一个火气很大很刺儿头的这样的一位挑战者来挑战我，我觉得这是他的工作，这是他应该做的。你想要拿到这样的一个挑战权，你想要拿到这样的一个机会，你需要做出这样的一些行为。其实我很激动啊，能够有这样的一个刺激的故事线在这里。那么我也非常感谢，就是说能够有这样的一个环境，能够让我们以这样的一个方式在沟通。And our next question goes to Mr. Tang Kai. Your nickname from the fans Deep water. Was that coming out of nowhere, right in that cage, or did you prepare for that? 凯少，这个问题是给你的，你自己这个水深哥的这个外号，以及你当时在上面关于水深的这个言论啊，是你提前准备好的，还是说现场临时发挥的？
其实每一场比赛的赛后发言都是即兴发挥的，因为所有比赛你就是不能保证你100%能赢，就算你赛前想的再好，你想的再怎么样，你万一输了呢，对吧？所以比赛这种情况不是100%，所以所有的赛后发言都是我想到什么说什么，没有提前想。
Yeah, I never prepared for my, cage interview speech at any fight, because, you never know 100% if you're gonna take anything, take the victory, and I don't like to, think ahead. I'd like to focus on the event, and actually everything I said, whether you like it or hate it, it comes from out of nowhere. I made that up right at the moment, and I'm glad that a lot of people like it. And our last question for both athletes: if you take this victory, who would you ring up your phone and call to right at the moment, right after you get off the cage, the circle? First, let's please, Mr. Tang Kai, the challenger, answer it. 凯少，就是如果你拿下这场胜利的话，你会第一个打电话给谁？下来以后，
我会第一个打电话给我家人，但是他们现在就是肯定是比我，就是他们都会看直播，现在都不像以前了，现在不需要打电话，他们肯定信息早就发过来，但是我会给我家人打个电话，首先。
会跟他们说什么呢？
会跟他们说比赛赢，或者是什么没受伤之类的话。
Well, I will call my family first. This is an internet age, and they will be watching the streaming. They probably know I'm winning ahead of me, and but I will still call them, and I will tell them that I'm not hurt. I win. I will bring them the good news. And now, please, the champ, Mr. Tang Le, the same question to you.
Yeah. Well, to piggyback off of what he said, I hope he does leave the fight unhurt, able to call his family. Same for me. Except we'll see if my family will be in the country and in the arena if we're allowed to have that. And I won't have to call anybody. I just step out of the circle and walk to my family, and win or lose, feel their love, their support, and understand that's why I do this for those guys.
Okay, thank you. 丹乐先生的回答是首先呢，我很支持他说的啊，我希望他也在这场比赛后能够不受伤，回到他的家庭当中。我觉得我不知道到时候有没有机会，我的家人能够到龙边来观赛啊。如果能到龙边观赛的话，那我就不需要打给任何人了，我直接离开我的擂台，直接可以来到他们的怀抱当中。然后我也希望这场比赛能够以大家预期的方式进行。
到时候他输了，我就笑了。
That's the last question from our fans. Oh, perfect. A fired up press conference leading to a great show in August 26. Two of the most dominating and entertaining players in the game. Who will be the ultimate alpha man in featherweight division? Let's find it out in One Championship 160. And that's all for today's show. Thanks again for joining and watching. We'll see you in August 26. Adios, ladies and gentlemen. 好，观众朋友们，以上就是今天发布会的全部内容，感谢您的收看与支持。最后插播一条重要消息啊，7月22日5万第159期，中国选手张佩勉即将迎战级别排名世界第2。那么来自恩波俱乐部的萨武力全开银量级优胜者泽朗扎西呢，也将迎来自己的国际赛场首秀。7月22日这场中国新生代格斗力量的重磅大赛，我们在直播间准时为您放送，谢谢大家。好，以上就是今天发布会的全部内容，感谢您的观看与支持。8月26日，谁是万冠军赛羽量级综合格斗的真王？ 1第167谜底即将揭晓，我们比赛日不见不散。
I'm here. Line the next one up, Chatri. Who's up? Put him in front of me. I'm trying to get a quick turnaround. I waited too long to defend this thing. Let's go another one.
I wanna fight the title fight. Please give me this fight. I wanna fight Tang Le. I not just win him. I wanna him. 我来这里就是为了伤害对手，我把他打得越惨，就是最大的尊重。